I was 33 when it happened. The kind of age where you think you're invincible, smart enough to avoid danger, and fit enough to get out of any jam. I had done dozens of solo hikes across the US, Appalachian trails, Utah canyons, Pacific Northwest forests, but none of them prepared me for what happened that fall in northern Montana. It was early October, just before the first heavy snows. The leaves had turned, and the forest was a wash of fire orange, gold, and red. I was headed out for a 3-day hike through an old logging trail that barely showed up on GPS. That's what drew me to it. Remote, untouched, peaceful. But I was wrong about the peaceful part. The first day was uneventful. I parked my Jeep at a makeshift pullout near a rusted gate. No other cars, just me and miles of trees. I had my pack, my food, my bear spray, my .38 revolver, just in case, and a detailed map I had printed from a hiker's forum. The trail was narrow and half-eaten by nature. Branches hung low and fallen trees blocked parts of the path. But I pressed on. The farther I got, the quieter it became. No wind, no birds, just my boots on dry leaves. I set up camp near a small creek that evening, made a fire, ate some freeze-dried beef stew, sat and listened to the silence. It was deep, heavy, not peaceful, just empty. Around midnight I heard something. It was a crack, a step, not an animal sound. Too slow, too deliberate. Then nothing. I sat up, heart racing, straining my ears. Nothing but the creek and wind. I told myself it was just a deer. But I didn't sleep after that. Next morning I packed up and pushed deeper. I was about 8 miles in. No signs of people, no footprints. Just old logging markers on trees. Then I found the shack. It wasn't on the map, no mention of it on any forum. Hidden behind a thicket of pines, weather-beaten wood, a door hanging by one hinge, and no windows. I should have walked away, but I didn't. I stepped inside. Dust, animal droppings, a broken stove, an old rusted axe leaning against the wall. But something felt off. The floor had drag marks, long black smudges like something or someone had been pulled across it. That's when I heard the cough. It came from the woods behind the shack. Deep, wet, human. I froze. Another cough. Closer. I backed out slowly, heart hammering. Didn't say a word, just slipped into the trees and crept downhill, putting distance between me and that shack. For the next hour, I walked fast and quietly, but I couldn't shake the feeling, like I was being watched. Then I saw the tree, a tall pine with bark stripped off in clean vertical lines. Not claw marks, blade marks, fresh. Then I found the first snare, a wire trap half hidden under a pile of leaves, designed to snap around a foot. Not for animals, this was man-made, heavy-duty. I almost stepped on it. That's when I knew. I wasn't alone out there. I turned back the way I came. Fast. I planned to head back to my Jeep, spend the night at a motel, forget this trail ever existed. But the sun was already low. I'd have to camp one more night. I found a spot away from the creek, off the trail, hidden. I didn't light a fire, just sat with my back against a tree, gun in my lap, listening. That night I heard footsteps again. This time they circled me, carefully, slowly. I couldn't see anything, just the crunch of leaves. Then silence. At some point I must have dozed off. When I woke, the sky was pale. I stood, sore and frozen, but alive. That's when I saw the symbol, etched into the tree in front of me, a circle with 3 vertical slashes inside. Not natural, not random, and not there the night before. Someone had been that close to me, while I slept. I ran, left my cooking pot and food behind, just grabbed my packing gun and moved. No trail, just a straight line toward the GPS coordinates of my Jeep. I made it 5 miles before I found the tarp, bright blue, stretched between 2 trees like a crude shelter. A fire pit beside it, still warm, and a boot. One boot, torn, stained, looked like it had been buried and dug up again. I backed away, but then I saw him. A man, 50 feet off, still watching. He wore mismatched clothes, a long beard, a filthy jacket, no expression, just stared. I raised my gun, told him to back off. He smiled, didn't say a word. Then he turned and walked into the trees. I didn't follow. I ran. Branches slashed my face. I tripped twice, rolled down a hill, kept going. My GPS started blinking, low battery. I checked my map, oriented myself, kept moving. Every snap of a branch behind me felt like him. Every shadow a threat. By dusk, I saw the gate. My Jeep was there, untouched. I threw my pack in, locked the doors, and drove until I hit pavement again. I didn't stop until I reached a diner 2 towns over. I sat there for an hour, just staring at my coffee. I reported the incident, gave coordinates. The local sheriff nodded politely, said they'd check it out, but I never heard back. A year later, I looked it up. No reports. No missing persons. No arrests. The shack? Still not on any map. Sometimes I think I imagined it all. The shack. The symbols. The man. And I remember the smile. That was no hallucination.